Hi, boys and girls. Good afternoon. Now we're getting ready to go into our math lesson, and we're learning about fractions, okay? Something called fractions. But before we even go into fractions, we're going to be looking at equal parts, being fair, sharing. And you know, Miss Hurston and Miss Charles always talks about being fair and sharing. So think about something that you would share with your friends. And think about how you would do that so that everybody feels as if they're getting their fair share, getting the same as everybody else, okay? So we're thinking about sharing equally and fairly. So look at this egg. Let's say I had this egg. This egg is a whole egg, okay? And if I wanted to share this egg, I could put it apart and give Mr. Hurston one and give myself one, and we would have shared it equally. Shared the whole and we put it into two parts and we shared it equally. Look at my other egg. I could also share this equally. If I open it up, I can give, I have a little treat inside. I can give one to Evan. He'd probably want the treat side. And I'll take one for myself. And is that fair? If I give him the treat and I don't get a treat, is that sharing equally? You tell me. What do you think? All right, so we're looking at equal parts, knowing a whole. Think about a pizza. Pizza comes in whole. Do you eat all of the pizza, or does mommy and daddy cut it up and share it equally? Everybody gets maybe 2 pieces or 3 slices. So we're talking about sharing equally, right? So let's look at this heart. This heart is a whole, okay? That's what we call a whole. There's no pieces. But if I put a line down the middle, I can share it in parts. You see that? I can now share it in parts. I have 2 parts to my whole. Okay, so this is my whole, and these are my 2 parts, equal parts. Good. You see that? And also, let's look at my circle. This is my circle, and I want to share this with my cousins. So I can put my circle into 4 parts. I can give each cousin a part. One for Tracy, one for Tracy. Let's do it like this. One for Tracy, one for Kim, one for Myra, one for Julian. So everybody gets one part of my whole. Okay? Now, let's look at this. This is my whole. And I want to share it into parts, equal parts, right? So somebody gets 1 part, somebody gets another part. You see how I'm building my parts? Then somebody gets another part. Sorry. See that? And then someone got another part. Make sure my parts are on correctly. And lastly, somebody gets another part. So I've shared my circle into 5 equal parts. I started as a whole, and then I was able to give each person a part. 1 for Evan, 1 for Christelle, 1 for me, 1 for Mr. Hurston, and 1 for Ivy. Okay? So I got to share my parts. So this was my whole that I placed into parts. And when I put my parts together, I'm able to make a whole. Once I put my parts together. Okay? So I put all my parts together. Try to do this as quickly as I can. So you can see, and you can try this as well. You can have mommy make a circle for you, and you can put your parts together as well. So as you can see, I put my parts together to make a whole. Okay, so that's what we're looking at today. And I'm going to send a picture of 2 exercises that I want you to try and look at. You may not be able to write it down, but you may be able to still do the exercise by pointing to the picture to show what has equal parts. Okay? Do well.